welcome back to InSecurITy.TV. I'm your host, Charles Henson. Today with me we have David Ruddick from Insane Technologies, all the way from Australia, and Scott Beck with Beck Tech from New Brunswick, Canada.
And we're live in downtown
Nashville, Tennessee, Music City. All right, today the topic is going to be USB sticks. We're talking about memory sticks, a program called Bad USB. This is a program to where you can take the USB stick, plug it into the computer, and because it's a USB, it's not only just a memory stick, it can actually be an input device. So your mouse, your keyboard, they're input devices. You can move them around, you can play with the shortcut keys on your keyboard, and what happens is, with a bad USB, is hackers and scammers are actually programming code into these USBs. So when you insert it into the computer, it actually runs a code. That code opens up a web page and downloads a file. Now your computer's infected before you can even unplug it. Now, I know that in Vegas, I think it was, Scott, they threw out like 100 USB sticks.
Well,
and
I was just going to say, David, what would happen normally if someone's walking across the parking lot and they find a USB key sitting on the ground? What's going to happen?
Look, I can't help myself. I'm probably going to pick it up. I'm going to look at it and I'm going to think free USB. I'm probably going to take it home. I'm going to, or back into the office. I'm going to plug it into the computer, and I'm going to see if there's anything cool on it.
You want to see what's there?
Yeah,
what Charles was talking about is this thing they did in Vegas where they did testing, and they found that if you just threw a normal USB on the ground, about 50% of the people would actually pick it up and plug it in, and they could track that because they put code on it and would report back in. Kind of cool how they were doing the testing. The interesting thing I found, guys, was that if you put a company logo on the USB key, they found that 80% of people will now take that back to an office, back to the home, plug that puppy in.
yeah, and it's a true danger, Scott, because you never know what's on that USB drive. Well, here's the thing. If you're taking corporate financial data and you're backing up your QuickBooks or any other data and you're putting it on that thumb drive, you need to make sure that it's encrypted so that if you happen to be the one that dropped it in the parking lot, that somebody picks it up and is being nosy, they don't have access to your financial data. Worst thing also is that if a hacker or scammer puts that USB drive on the ground, one of your employees picks it up, they plug it into your home or your office computer, and now everything's infected on your network. Now you're restoring from backups. So you really need to educate your users, your end users, and have a policy for your business that says, if you find a USB stick, this is what you do. Throw it in the trash.
Yeah, it's a real tough one because a lot of businesses rely on USB as a carriage for transferring files between each other. It's a big bugbear of mine that
it's a newer, cooler, smaller floppy disk.
Wow, yeah, and I've actually got healthcare provider partners on the Gold Coast who take USB sticks from one medical practice to another, and some of these medical practices aren't secured very well. And I keep saying to them, guys, you've got to transfer files better because eventually you're going to spread a virus between all the medical practices. The reality is you need to block them. You need to stop their use.
It's actually called the sneaker virus.
Yeah.
So you take it out and you walk across the room with your sneakers or into a new office and you plug it in. Sneaker net. And that's how the virus transfers through the USB key. So you may say, you know what, I'm going to save these pictures to my USB drive, and then you take it home. If that USB drive is infected, now every computer you plug it into now gets the infection.
So Charles, the interesting thing I picked up from, as you were talking is that there's two dangers here. One is, what happens if they find something in the parking lot? Or what happens if you're putting your important information onto a USB key and taking it outside the building? And Charles, you hit on it with the encryption thing. So when we start talking about this USB danger, it kind of comes from both ways, right? If somebody wants into your network, one of the easiest ways to do it, drop that infected key in your parking lot, 50% chance someone's going to take it in. And if you're putting your backups or important financials on it, walking that out of the building, that could be bad.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, we use the term encryption. What do you guys want to kind of explain that in plain English so people understand what encryption actually is and how it works?
Go ahead, David.
Sure. Look, at its most rudimentary, encryption is basically scrambling the data with a certain password, passcode, passphrase. Basically, there's something applied to it that only the user knows that converts readable data into something that's unreadable without that code. And you can actually get a whole heap of hard drives and USB sticks, which either have PIN numbers on them or have software that you can use to unlock them and lock them. So there is a wide range of secure USB drives and hard drives that you can use. Yeah.
I'll jokingly sometimes say, think of Mission Impossible. You know where they always give you that message and it plays, and you accept this mission. Well, that was kind of encoded. The really cool thing with encryption, it won't actually explode on you, so you don't have to worry there. But it's that kind of level of making sure that people can't get to.
Yeah.
Well, let's break it down. Some of the very early stages of encryption, where you take the 26 letters of the alphabet and you say, let's move 7 characters over and write a letter. And we're going to take that and give it to a horseman and have him travel halfway across the country or across the state and deliver the message. The actual guy carrying it has no idea what the algorithm is. But the guy on the receiving side knows that he takes every letter, subtracts 7 characters from it, and he's going to get the true words.
It's code.
It's code. It is code, and it's encryption. And the cool thing about it is, back then, you could say, okay, I think I figured out this algorithm. Today, with 256-bit encryption, it has yet to be cracked.
Now, what do you mean by 256-bit? Maybe we should explain that.
Well, it's how the actual encryption is.
256 characters, baby. It's like really big.
It's really long. So it's not just moving the alphabet 7 letters over. It's moving it 7 letters over, 8, and then, you come up with random characters along the way. So really, when you think about encryption, it's going to ask you for a passphrase. And the way that it writes the data is it's going to, let's say, for instance, that I'm trying to encrypt something. It may ask for Charles Henson, Nashville, Tennessee, phone number. It can take bits and pieces of that information, tie them together, put a 256-bit key string together, and only when you go to decrypt it does it go back and it compares it to that key to see if Charles Henson, Nashville, Tennessee, and that phone number exist. So if a hacker were to get that, they may not know what the actual algorithm was in the beginning, so they can't decrypt the code. And that's why so far today, it has been so hard to crack and has not been cracked.
So pop-up quiz for David. For businesses, when they're trying to set policies on what should happen with USB keys, should they be telling what should they be telling their employees if they find a USB key?
Look, number one, I would actually be restricting who has access to use USBs. I would adopt a policy that if anyone finds a USB, it's thrown in the bin. They're not expensive. You don't need the one you found in the car park. And if you're going to have to transfer files around on USB for whatever reason, get one with built-in encryption and make sure it's only going to one of a couple of computers, so there's no chance of the sneaking virus sort of happening.
And just for my own sake, the bin is the trash?
Sorry, Australianism. The bin is the trash. File it under B for bin, trash.
Or as we sometimes say in Canada, circle 13, which is, that file circle.
We call it the round folder.
Yep.
The round folder. Just put it in there. File it away. So, great. Well, guys, that's all the time we have today. Guys, be careful out there. Join in. Watch us on the Really Cool Humans Network. Subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your families. Get the word out. Help us build this network and help us empower the people to be safe while they're online and while they're working around in the business and at home.
Well, Charles, you should mention our Facebook page too. So if you've got a topic that you want us to be discussing, hit us up on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Throw up a comment, say, hey guys, I got a question about this. And we'll address some of those for you if you want a future episode.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And we've got a new website coming out, which will also link in with all those things as well. So please do connect with us. We're always looking for topics that can help educate others, whether it's at the business level or the personal level. The more we can do, the happier we are. So,
all right, great. Thanks, guys. And join us next week on InSecurITy.TV.